Okay, so let's dive into Italy today.
Okay.
There's a 24-hour public transport strike going on.
Oh, wow.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a big one.
I can imagine.
People trying to get around Rome,
Yeah.
Milan, Naples, not easy today.
No.
This is not just a small inconvenience.
Right.
We're talking buses, trams, metro services,
Wow.
and
Possible.
even peak rush hour commutes are not exempt.
Oh, wow.
This is the first time since 2005 a strike has hit these usually protected hours.
Really?
Only about 30% of transport personnel are working today.
Wow.
So
So we've got
a pretty big deal.
we've got an in-depth report from NSA. They're a leading Italian news agency, and we're going to unpack what's driving this unprecedented action.
You know what strikes me about this?
What's that?
This feels like more than just a strike.
Okay.
It feels like there are deeper issues
Yeah.
simmering beneath the surface of Italian society.
I see what you mean.
This isn't just commuters being a bit late to work. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
So, looking at this NSA report,
Okay.
it becomes clear that the unions,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking some big names here, Filt Sixgel, Fit Sizzle, Ultra Sporty,
Right.
they have a list of demands.
Okay.
And it's not just about wages.
Interesting. What are they asking for?
Well, they're pushing for a renewed collective labor contract
Okay.
for the entire transport sector,
The whole thing.
the whole thing.
Wow.
They're demanding increased resources
Mm-hmm.
for public transportation and critically
Yeah.
improved health and safety measures for workers.
I mean, are these demands just a response
What do you...
to like a growing sense of frustration
Yeah.
among these workers?
As you think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about just a few days ago,
Okay.
that stabbing of a ticket inspector
Oh.
on a regional train in Liguria.
Yeah, that was scary.
It's shaken people up,
Of course.
and it's likely adding fuel to the fire.
Absolutely. And I mean, that incident, it really highlights the daily risks
Yeah.
that transport workers face.
Right.
And now the unions are using this strike
Yeah.
as a platform
Wow.
to demand better protection,
Okay.
security for their members.
Yeah.
It's a powerful statement
It is.
about how vulnerable they feel.
It's interesting, too,
Yeah.
because you usually see the Ferrovie del Sud Est
Right.
FSC railway personnel.
Right.
They sit these strikes out.
Usually, yeah.
Not this time.
Huh.
Everyone's in on this,
Everyone's,
which speaks volumes
yeah,
about the level of dissatisfaction.
it's a unified front for sure.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, why has it reached this boiling point?
I don't know.
What's happened in Italian society?
Yeah.
Or maybe within the transport sector itself that has pushed workers to take such drastic action?
Well, let's unpack that.
Okay.
Strikes in Italy.
Yeah.
They have a long and complex history.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to really understand the weight of this current situation, we need to delve into that history a bit.
I agree.
Looking back,
Yeah.
we can see how strikes have often been a tool
Mm-hmm.
for workers
Mm-hmm.
to fight for their rights,
Right.
to improve their working conditions.
Of course.
Italy has a strong tradition
Yeah,
of labor unions,
it does.
worker solidarity.
Yeah.
This strike seems to be tapping into
Interesting.
that historical current.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to compare this strike
Yeah.
to other recent labor movements in Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we seeing similar patterns of discontent,
Mm-hmm.
similar demands for better working conditions,
Okay.
safety measures?
Right.
Is this an isolated incident,
Yeah.
or is it part of a larger trend
Yeah.
across the continent?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It makes you think. I think it's definitely part of a larger conversation happening across Europe.
Hmm.
Even globally, we're seeing this rise in labor activism.
I see.
Workers in all sorts of sectors
Right.
pushing back against stagnant wages, precarious working conditions,
Uh-huh.
lack of concern for their well-being.
Yeah, and it seems like technology is playing a role too.
Oh, absolutely.
Automation,
Yeah.
the gig economy,
Mm-hmm.
changing the nature of work itself,
Exactly.
leading to anxieties
Yeah.
about job security,
Right.
erosion of traditional labor rights.
This Italian transport strike,
Yeah.
it's like a microcosm of
Exactly.
those larger forces at play.
Interesting.
It's a reminder
Yeah.
that the world of work is
Mhm.
in flux.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out how to make a system
Mm-hmm.
that's fair,
Right.
sustainable for everyone.
It's like we're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
On one hand,
Yeah.
you have the need for these efficient, reliable public services.
Of course.
But on the other,
Yeah.
you have the very real concerns
Right.
of the people who make those services possible.
Exactly.
So how do we balance?
That is the question, isn't it? The million-dollar question?
Right.
I don't think there's an easy answer.
Yeah.
But this strike
Yeah.
is forcing us to confront that question. It's pushing us to think critically about the value we place on public services and the people who provide them.
It's interesting how this is all playing out against the backdrop of Italy's political landscape.
Right.
I mean, how might this impact public opinion?
Good point.
Or even influence future policy decisions related to labor and transportation?
You know, it's almost like
What?
this strike is a mirror.
Okay.
It's being held up to Italian society.
Yeah.
It's revealing these tensions, anxieties that might have been simmering below the surface, the government's response to this strike, how they choose to engage with the union's demands.
Well,
It could have long-term consequences.
it's a real test
It is.
of leadership, isn't it? I mean, they need to find a way to address these workers' concerns while also ensuring the smooth functioning of essential services.
And we can't forget the impact on Italy's image abroad.
Oh, right.
They rely so much on tourism.
They do.
And these disruptions, they can send a message of instability, unreliability.
It's a delicate balancing act.
For sure.
They need to find a solution that works for everyone involved. The workers.
The commuters. The country as a whole.
Right. But let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
I want to talk about the human side of this story.
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking that.
Really?
It's easy to get caught up in the logistics, the politics of the strike.
Right.
But we have to remember, real people are at the heart of this.
Exactly. These are individuals with families, bills to pay, anxieties about the future.
Of course.
They're not just faceless cogs in a machine.
No, they're not.
They're essential workers.
They are.
Taking a stand.
Yes.
For what they believe in.
And I think there's a lesson in that.
What's up?
For all of us.
Okay.
It's a reminder.
Yeah.
We all have a voice. We can make a difference when we stand together and demand better.
You know, reading through these reports, hearing your insights, I can't help but feel a sense of empathy.
I agree.
For everyone involved.
Yeah.
The workers who feel unheard. The commuters who are inconvenienced. Even the authorities trying to navigate this complex situation.
Empathy is key.
It is.
It's about understanding where everyone is coming from, recognizing the shared humanity that connects us all.
I think that's a powerful message to end on.
I agree.
So we've really explored this Italian transport strike from all angles, haven't we?
We have.
The immediate impact, the historical context, the demands of the workers, the safety concerns, even how this event reflects larger global trends.
It's been a real deep dive.
It has.
You know what strikes me?
What's that?
It's how this event, it seems so local, but it's really opened up this conversation about so many big issues.
Like what?
Labor rights. The future of work. Social inequality. Even the role of government in balancing the needs of its citizens.
As we wrap up, I keep coming back to this question.
Okay.
What can we learn from this strike? What are the takeaways that we can carry with us? Even if we don't live in Italy or rely on public transportation.
I think a big takeaway for me is the power of collective action. These workers came together.
Made their voices heard. They forced a national conversation about issues that might have otherwise been ignored.
It's a good reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping a more just, equitable society.
And it highlights something else, too.
What's that?
The importance of listening to valuing essential workers. These are the people who keep our cities running.
They do?
Who ensure our safety and comfort. They often work behind the scenes.
They do.
This strike, it brings their struggles to the forefront.
It does?
It reminds us that their well-being is crucial to the functioning of society as a whole.
Absolutely.
And you know something else?
What?
It really underscores the need for open, honest dialogue between workers, employers, government institutions, finding solutions that work for everyone.
It requires empathy, understanding, willingness to compromise.
the strike, how disruptive.
It has been disruptive.
In the short term, it might actually serve as a catalyst for positive change.
It's a reminder that progress often comes through discomfort, challenging the status quo, demanding better.
To those listening out there, we'd love for you to continue this conversation.
Keep it going.
Think about the issues we've discussed today.
Yeah, think about how they resonate with your own experiences.
What questions does this strike raise for you?
About the world of work, the role of government, even the future of our cities.
Share your thoughts. Engage with others.
Let's keep learning.
Keep learning.
And growing together.
Because at the end of the day, we're all interconnected.
We are.
What happens in Italy, anywhere else in the world, has the potential to impact us all.
It really does.
So
stay informed.
Stay engaged.
Stay engaged.
Keep striving for a better future.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.